What's up, guys? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. It's Tuesday, September 15th, and I'm going to be going over some trades I made today. So, the first one we have, and I managed to make 904 here today, net profit, trading MRNS and NVUS, both pharmaceutical therapeutics companies, just regular old small cap gappers with some news. So let's jump into how I traded them. So in the morning, the first trade I did, I just screenshotted this setup, was the 3-minute trade line VWAP crossover pattern. One of my 5 setups that I trade, it's one of the top 2, that being this one and the TTG triangle. So yeah, I saw that setting up. You could see VWAP there. Here comes the trade line. And basically, you know, if you guys have watched my videos before, you just want to see, say this is VWAP, the trade line come up through, cross through, and then price bars kind of follow along the trade line, and that's what you're looking for. So anyways, yeah, got long here. I think it was only 25 shares because it was a starter, and I was going to add to like 100 shares once I saw the actual cross happen with a volume confirmation, and with the stop loss just below here. So you can see that we almost got that crossover right here. I was really waiting for this thing to break 130 with some volume. I was hoping a big spike would come in. We'd have some candles, and then I probably would have had some bids laying around 130 there to catch a pullback, but we got stopped out there, and it turned out to be a really good stop out. There's my entry, and there's the stop. So this thing pretty much just sold off all morning as soon as the pattern was invalidated. So on that one there, we ended up down only 150, so absolutely nothing we can't recover from. And I haven't traded it anymore today. Kind of had a bounce here. You can see it was still pretty bearish. Even though it was bouncing, it's kind of had this, it was in like this bear flag pattern, so that's not really something you want to mess around with to the long side. And I can't short it, so I didn't really have any options there. And then the second stock I traded is MRNS. And wow, this one really sold off too. This was another just gapper with some news. And do I have the screenshot? Okay, so I think this is the screenshot of the first trade there. This thing basically just had put in an initial high of day, had an initial sell-off in the morning, reclaimed VWAP, and then blasted past its initial morning high with green volume. So I bought a pullback there with the TTG team, and we ended up riding this thing up pretty nicely on a front side move. I'll just go in here. So this was initial morning high, or it was at 336. You can see we come up, have a bit of initial resistance there at the initial morning high, pop through it on some nice volume, and then on this pullback, not this one, this one here, started to pull back here. We can even mark off the high kind of here. The TTG team, Mike and everyone, was looking to buy around 340 on a pullback. It didn't quite get that low, so I ended up hopping in there with 50 shares when everyone in the room kind of got in. This isn't the greatest entry, but you know, it did the job, and my stop loss was right here in the picture, right at 330, as you can see there. So below VWAP and below that initial morning high. That should act as support. I ended up having a nice rally, and I ended up selling my position there in 2 little tiers. That netted me about $5 or $6, and then I let it go a bit. I haven't been holding my positions in this kind of market. It's a very choppy market. It's one where you want to take your profit off the table as soon as possible and not leave any room for anything else to happen. So after that, I took my profits there, left a little bit on the table there, as you can see. But I was thinking this thing could do a nice SR flip from this clear resistance here. So I was looking to get back in at around 370. I saw the tape and everything slow down a bunch, and then I saw a huge flush of buy orders, so I hopped in there again with 25 shares only, so half size this time, and rode this up again to the resistance high of day, sold it there. As you can see, it kind of popped over the high there and then started to fade. At this point, I took my dogs for a walk. Another excellent spot you could have bought is I'll switch to a 5-minute chart now just because it's easier to see. So after those first trades, I would have loved to have bought again here at 365. As you can see, we came down, tested that as some beautiful support. Didn't even touch VWAP. That means that there's lots of buyers in this area. Really good sign. And we came right back up to the high. So that would have been a really nice move there from 363 up to 390. And then we kind of chopped around in this range, tried to make a new high, got rejected. And then when we started to look like this, I started to notice that this looked like a rising wedge pattern. So I kind of got a little bit bearish at this point. And as you can see, we had a huge sell-off, and then all the bids disappeared. Don't really want to be touching it after that. You can see that all the everything just turned to resistance, and here we are now. So really glad I was able to capture some of that front side move. That netted me 13. Well, that was 13.25, not including commissions. Including commissions was 11.30, and including commissions here, that loss was only 2.28. So a nice little modest green day for my small account. I think this is. I've had a lot of green days in a row. This might be the 5th or 6th green day in a row, so that's pretty cool. And you know, just doing nice, easy setups, not trying to swing for the fences or anything in this type of market, and just growing the account nicely and slowly. So that's it, guys. Adios.